Okay, Sagittarius, the overall energy of this reading is the Fool. Have you been dancing along with your head in the clouds, enjoying every moment, throwing caution to the wind in a relationship? Because I'm looking around this card, and I think you kind of have, and I think you've reached the end of your line here. Coming to the edge of the cliff, which the Fool usually does. It's fun getting there, but you reach the end of to the edge of the cliff. So you're done looking up in the air, up in the sky, and you begin to look forward. So the Fool card surrounds your entire reading. Up here in your highest energy is the Five of Cups. Looking at the spilled cups, you're kind of like being deflated in this relationship. You're feeling like the love isn't there. It's right next to the Knight of Wands. There it is. This is someone who runs in and out of your life, male or female, and usually with the Staff of Passion. And I think you're kind of reaching your limit on this energy here of the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, next to those spilled cups of love, really getting deflated on this relationship here, feeling deflated. This is a cup of hope, though, this Five of Cups. There's two full cups behind this figure. So you can turn around and find love again. Definitely. It might even be the same person. I want to keep reading and let's find out. We have the Page of Wands here, next to the Knight of Wands. Now, this is a wand of fresh starts, new beginnings. There's something you need to say. You've really reached your limit on, just throwing caution to the wind and living in this relationship, carefree, without, any regard to the future. Now, I think you're starting to think about the future. And I don't think you like the way it looks. And you're going to say something about it. I think you're going to want some kind of commitment. You need some kind of stability in this relationship, because the Knight of Wands is very flighty. And so I feel like it's brewing, and it's brewing from your feet, and it's going to come out your mouth. And you're going to have a talk about this with about how it's making you feel now, this relationship with the Knight of Wands. Under the Five of Cups is the King of Pentacles. It is about security. It is about stability. This is a card for Earth. So it'd be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn may be strong in your chart or someone else's around this reading. But it's the pentacle, the energy, male or female, of looking at that pentacle, and that's what you have your eye on. So you're feeling like there might not be enough love in this relationship. As fun as it is, as fun as it was or is, you feel like it might not develop into anything permanent, and you're feeling like you really need something more stable in your life right now. I have the Four of Pentacles under the Page of Wands next to the Fool. So you kind of been stuck in this energy of the Fool energy. It was fun while it lasted, but you're changing. You're wanting something different now. And it's Pentacles that you want. And this is right under the Page of Wands, and this is what you're going to speak out about. Under the King of Pentacles is the Hierophant. Now, this is a traditional values, traditional morals. You want a more traditional type relationship. And you're going to bring it up, and you're going to see where it goes. What's going to happen here. You want eventually to end up in a committed or married relationship. This Hierophant, this is the card for Taurus, which is actually right under the King of Pentacles, which is Earth energy. Taurus is Earth. Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn might be strong in your chart, but also here's Taurus, and I want to point that out. Might be strong in your chart or around this reading. And so the Hierophant is right next to the High Priestess. You have questions. It's like you're listening to your inner guidance system. Your inner guidance, your intuition is telling you that this relationship may not be the one for you, that this is just a temporary, fun, fly-by-night type relationship, but you are going to speak out about it. Your intuition is telling you that you're changing and you need more. And you're going to be following that intuition. And if you have questions, your intuitions are running really high right now, follow your intuition and you will find your answers within yourself. Okay? So that's just like a piece of advice from the universe, with the High Priestess being where it's at here in your reading. So on the other side of the High Priestess is the Two of Pentacles. I tell you, it's about the Pentacles, and that's what you need to speak up about. So you do go back and forth on whether or not this relationship can be committable or not, you know. And so you're up and down about this, and that's why you need to speak out. Whatever your intuition is telling you, whether maybe it can be committable, is probably the correct answer. Let me take out more cards. For the second part of this reading, for Sagittarius. Yeah, I have the Ten of Swords up here. It's, this isn't like, it's not going to be fun. See, what it is they run out of your life, and it's kind of heartbreaking every time. I think things are changing to the point where you're feeling kind of like stabbed in the back every time that they leave, because they run in and out. They never stay. They never stay away either. So you're tired of living this way, and this is going to come up in conversation, that you're reaching your end of this relationship the way it is right now. And that Ten of Swords is right next to the Four of Cups. So what you're going to be saying is, I don't think I want to let you in anymore if this is just the relationship you want to continue, moving forth with, because you want the Ten of Cups. You want love, and you want lots of love, and you want to be able to exchange it, and you want a committed relationship with someone and a happy home. So you get all this out in the open here, because it's been, you got the Nine of Wands under the Ten of Swords, next to being stuck, next to the Fool card, and this energy, not really knowing how to handle it. But you are hanging on to that staff of new beginnings here. Standing upright, okay, but feeling worn out and just kind of dragged through the mud on this relationship. And you've reached a point where you need to change something in your life. The King of Swords is right under, they might have air in their chart, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. You might in your chart someplace. But the King of Swords is about, you're putting your guard up and you're seeking truth and clarity over this whole relationship. And that's what the Page of Wands is here doing too. So on the other side, the King of Swords is the Devil. And this is under the Ten of Cups. So it's like your intuition, I believe, is telling you that this relationship, the way it is now, is becoming toxic. And if you want the Ten of Cups, it's not, and you keep living this relationship, that you won't have it. It's becoming toxic in your life. And so that's another reason that you need to seek your truth and your clarity about this relationship. Under the Nine of Wands is the Emperor. This is the card for Aries. Aries might be strong in your chart, strong in somebody else's chart. But this is pretty much, sticking by your guns. You've made up your mind that if this relationship cannot become committed and more real, that, you're just going to have to move on, because you want the Ten of Cups. You want a stable and permanent type relationship. And so you're sticking by your guns. You've made up your mind. You're very well liked and well respected by others. And you just feel like you probably can't even explain it. You've reached a point in your life, you're done with the Fool energy. It was fun while it lasted. It's like one of those things, And so next to the Emperor and under the King of Swords is the Nine of Swords. Being up in your head. This was not an easy decision for you to make. That's why the Ten of Swords is up here too. because it's hurtful for you, because I think you do have love for this person. And but you just, because it starts out where you're looking at spilled cups. I feel like you feel like they don't have the love in return for you. And I think you've spent many, many a nights with swords of truth and clarity just running through your head and through your mind. And this is how you came to this decision that it's time to move on. It's right next to the World card. This is the card of moving on. This is a card of a new life cycle coming in. And you're creating your own, because your intuition is guiding you, and keep letting it, because there's probably something much better waiting for you out there. But it was impossible to move forward as long as this relationship stayed the way it was in your life. And so you're going to move forward into a new life cycle, away from this toxic energy and away from this Nine of Swords. I'm going to pull out one more card, Sagittarius, for this reading. And it's the Nine of Pentacles. I just love that. The Nine of Pentacles. You're going to go back to who you are. You are normally a very self-confident, very secure and stable, grounded type personality. This is also can be Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. You might have in your chart someplace or around the reading. But this is what you're speaking up about. Is I think that if they can't change their ways, you want to go back to being your independent, self-assured, stable, self-confident type self again. And so it looks like you're making some decisions, some life-changing decisions that are hard to make, but you need to make them if you ever want to achieve the things that you really want from life here, as far as grounded commitment and lots of love. So, wow, Scorpios, this is your, Sagittarius, I'm so sorry. This is your reading, and thank you for watching.